We're in today with the GTX Titan Z. This is a 2014 video card with 2880 shaders. It's got 6 GB of VRAM GDDR5 running at 706 MHz on the core clock and 1753 MHz on the memory clock. It's got 384 bits bus width, DirectX 11. Today I have 2 of them enabled in Quad SLI. We're gonna pair this up with this E5 2699 V4 with 22 cores and 22 shaders with hyperthreading disabled. I think the best thing we can do for this Quad SLI is to jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. I think we need to start with GTA 5. I put everything on maximum details with 1080p and DirectX 11. Can actually see here that I got 700 watts from the start and I barely have a 50% load on the cores. 700 watts with 50% load on the cores. Now in order to get the best out of this, ideal will be to lower the details and try to make those cores work as maximum as possible. The whole point today was to see how it's running on maximum details. Why I'm saying this, because last time I was here I had limitation with the GTX Titan Z. I had problems with the PCI Express lane. This is DirectX 10 with normal details. So if you're asking me about SLI with GTX Titan Z, it's a mystery, seriously. The Titan Z has got those 2 chips on it, and it's got a cable that is connected to another 2 chips, and they have to super fast work in between all of them. Look at that. Ooh, spikes. Yo, ow. What the heck is going on? Take a ride, get some speed with a car and see if it's stuttering. Yes, stuttering. Definitely it's working really nice in some situation, and in some situation 16 FPS, 20 dropping, 180. Nah, very volatile, seriously. Testing 400 series video card was more interesting in GTA 5 than Titan Z, seriously. Let's see how many seconds I can hold until my battery collapse. All right, let's see how much we get. 900 watts consumption from this. Look at this, Mad Max. Oh, my voice is crackling. Holy shit, my mixer is going down. This is very interesting. 240 FPS. Overall performance is great. Okay, so in order to make this Titan Z work, I had to do some adjustment here. Hear me out. Every single time I was reaching 80 degrees on the first core, the GPU and the system was crashing. Like literally. Core frequency managed to reach 1000 on boost. You understand? So the moment it was reaching 1000 on boost, 80 degrees, spong, everything was disconnecting. So what I've done, I use MS Afterburner and I said, listen, fam, when you reach 75 degrees, the GPU will put the clock 900, 800, 700, in order to keep it with 100% fan speed. What do I gain from that? Well, I get 700-800 watts consumption and not crashing the video card. It will be ideal. So I put priority on the temperature because fans in the middle, fans on top, fans on the back, air conditioning on, you understand? And still very hard to put this Titan Z together. Well, last time I was on X8 and for some reason it was not hitting it up super much, So in this case, you can clearly see that it's doing something. On this occasion, you can see that the memory went to 800 MHz, core on 500 in some cases, because it doesn't need too much in order to push this system at maximum. You can clearly see that 200 FPS it's achievable even with lower frequency. In some cases, it's going to 800, 900 watts. In some cases, 500. Much better like this, because then I have opportunity to keep the video cards cool and not stress. Does it run Crysis? Well, let me explain, because I've done a couple of settings here in order not to crash the whole system. I put the limit on 70 degrees now. So the moment you reach 70 degrees, it theoretically should start lowering or not boost the video card. How do I know? Because the video card apparently, see, it drops to 300 megahertz, in some cases 700. It's working really nice overall, but definitely it's in the right direction. Okay, 784 megahertz on the core clock. This is the generic frequency, and it does allow you to see how much the core can reach, around 50%. But in this case, the problem is not with the GPU, it's with the CPU. 630 watts consumption from this. I got 90 FPS on average. So last time I was here with the 400 series, it was lower, like 50 FPS on average or something like that. But in this case, you can see with 30% load on the core of the video card is doing a fantastic job. So yeah, definitely nothing here to complain. What do you think about Battlefield? Seriously, 1080p, maximum details. This is the game. Ooh, starting the course. Give me the course back. 300 megahertz. Boom, boom. Start the course with 800 megahertz on the core. That's it. Give me back my course. All right, let's see what we got here. 800 megahertz on the core. I put 72 degrees as a limit so I can get more frequency on this, but definitely not the right performance. I got 80% load on the course, 70, 100 FPS on average. You know, it's doing the job. You know, in some cases it's dropping way too low. The FPS is great. You know, the performance is good. Temperature wise is okay-ish, you know, with the limit. You know, keep dropping 500, 700 megahertz on the cores in order to keep the temperature. But ideal would be to have like minus 10 degrees in the room here, unlock the GPUs, and then you'll have the real true power of GTX Titan Z. Theoretically, the video card can do, but based on the temperature, it needs to be really cold. You know, maybe winter is coming and then I can play this again, because I want to test it one more time. Maybe I get the opportunity to cool down the room 15 degrees or something to have ambient temperature. I mean, now I have the PCI Express lanes. Now I have the power supply. Now I don't have the right ambient temperature in order to keep the GPUs cool, in order to max it out. Look at that, 300 megahertz. But in this game, apparently, we are pushing this with 1080p and maximum details. SLI is doing the job, but I'm afraid on the CPU side that I have a problem. Seriously, in this case, you can actually see the CPU is on 40%. Now, I have problems with the CPU instead of the GPUs. But regardless, nearly 800 megahertz on the core. I put 75 degrees temperature limited on MS Afterburner, and still see the clocks that are sitting there on half. The GPU cores are half utilized here with 1.5 gig of VRAM, but definitely looks fantastic. Seriously, look at this. Black Meat apparently has nothing on this. Definitely we need to play that game, seriously. So 50% load on the course, 75 degrees on the first one, so that's the only thing that I have to take in consideration. I'm very grateful that I have this option that this GTX Titan Z is teaching me, you know, how to adjust the power limit, how to adjust the temperature limit, the core, frequency, every single thing here. It's a very valuable lesson, just in case you think you have a broken video card. 50, 80, 100 FPS. I mean, the whole thing is good, you know. In some cases it's dropping below playable FPS, but because of the core frequency, it's throttling, you know. So I'm 100% sure that if I lock the frequency on 60 FPS, it will be much better, seriously. I will have to put one video card and see how it's performing like that. If it's working really nice, then I have to test one more time. But if we're jumping in Far Cry with this system, you're gonna see something really funny. Seriously, in this situation, I got bottleneck. Guess from where? From the CPU. Look at this, I get nearly 50% load on the CPU. What the heck, Far Cry? I think I need a high frequency CPU here, seriously. Nah, no joke. I have to look for a higher frequency CPU in this case, and then I will be able to test this. I think I have to recome back to this configuration with this SLI the moment I have a better CPU. Seriously, I think I need the one that is with 3.4 gig on the frequency, and I think that will be the CPU for this configuration. It looks fantastic, it runs fantastic. This is ultra with 1080p. I mean, the game is awesome, you know, but I never thought I would have problems with the CPU. 660 watt. Come on, this is an awesome performance from the video card and the CPU. I mean, I wish I had more, but yeah, definitely it's very interesting in this case. But if we're jumping in Metro with this, you can actually see on maximum details I got very interesting performance. Again, maximum details in this game. Got some glitches, doesn't look that great here, the texture, you see some, but never seen this game on maximum details like this. Regardless, I put everything on maximum. I got 600, 700 watts consumption. I have to analyze this and see what's going on, because sometimes it's not okay, you know. I unlocked the core, you know, unlocked the power to see what's going on. I unlocked everything in order to see if I can bottleneck or what the heck is going on. The temperature, how it's doing, 50-60% load on the cores, 1.4 gig of VRAM utilization. This does this. Maybe it's crashing. I don't know if it's crashing or stuttering. Stuttering, crashing, what's going on? Sometimes it's not coming back and it's crashing. See? Got it, done. Keep doing it super fast and that's it. Usually whenever I unlock it, this happens like this, you know, it gives me stutters and block, but the wattage is there, so that's the only thing I noticed that gives me a hint that it's freezing and coming back. Maybe it's coming, maybe it doesn't come, but the only thing I know to do is to go there and limit the temperature. So in this case, I will do a limit on the temperature, and usually then it will play. I put the limit on 75 degrees, and hopefully it will stay there and be okay. You can actually see in this situation, it's a little stable. You know, it gives me hundreds of FPS. I got like 70-80% load on the core sometimes when the frequency is lower, like now it's 500 megahertz on the cores, and is utilizing the GPUs around 70-80% load. In Skyrim, with 1080p maximum details, with that 60 FPS limitation, I knew I had the limitation. I just wanted to come and see how it's performing, you know. So I put the power on 100%. I wanted to see if it's crashing based on that I unlock the video card, or because it's reaching a specific load or temperature. And I'm just curious to see what is going on. This is one game that is always safe, Skyrim, when it comes to SLI testing and video cards, you know. So you can see it spikes here and there, but the overall performance is great. 20% load, 700 megahertz on the core, and 1.1 gig of VRAM utilized. The temperature is 68. It's sitting there on average. That's actually okay, you know. It's not that bad. The only problem will be when it's reaching 70 degrees, but I'm curious if it's reaching 70 degrees. Look at that, freezing. But it's the temperature. Okay, so the moment it's reaching 70 degrees is the problem. The moment it's 69 degrees, the moment it reaches 70 with unlock power, bang. I know that I have one that is good. I know I have one that is not crashing and doing all kinds of stuff, you know. I will have to take a look and see that model to see how it's performing as a single video card, you know. Just put it in and play the games again without any crashing and problems and stuff like that. I want to see that video card standalone, how it's performing. 2, I managed to see something today that is very important. The power limitation and how it's cracking and how it's stopping and how it's all kinds of error from this computer, you know. I managed to understand that power limitation with this video card. And the last thing that I want to say, I need a better CPU. I managed to see today a couple of games that I managed to put. It was not okay with the CPU, and I'm very surprised that actually happened. I thought this was a good combination. Apparently not. All jokes aside, it's very interesting to have them. I'm very happy that I still managed to use them. I think individually I can use them in other machines. I will want to put that Titan Z that is broken to see how it's performing in my machine with Windows 7, you know, and the one that is good to test again with other games and see the true power of the video card. If you have any suggestion for the video cards, if you have any suggestion for the system, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.